The Bold and the Beautiful recap is officially available for Tuesday, July 29, 2025. In today's episode, Lee Finnegan Naomi Matsuda leaves the hospital to care for Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada. John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, says that Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, has left town. Additionally, Nick Marone, Jack Wagner proposes in Italy. Be sure to check out our weekly B&B spoilers here. Italian arrival. Eric Forrester, John McCook, Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, arrive at their hotel. They toast and Eric declares, "Let the magic of Italy begin." As they look out into the lake, Ridge observes a Marone boat. Brooke takes a photo of them all together, and Ridge storms off. Eric has a job for Ginge, Oliver Bell. Fans may recall that Ginge arrived some months ago as R.J. Forrester's, Joshua Hoffman, childhood buddy and Forrester Creations intern. Read this. Discover what happened in the latest episode of B&B. Nick Marone's proposal. Over at the harbor, Nick's boat is still being repaired. The sailor has something significant planned. Nick owns an engagement ring box. Nick surprises Brooke, hoping she will make time for him. While they kiss, Eric frowns. Donna Logan Forrester's honesty. Donna Logan Forrester, Jennifer Garais, and Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig speak. The brunette wonders if Nick will crash the party. They reminisce about when they first met Nick. Taylor worries if Nick and Brooke have a future together. Donna says maybe, but Brooke will only be satisfied with one man. Of course, Donna is talking about Brooke's destiny. Waffle King Ridge. Taylor that Donna team up with Nick and Brooke now that Ridge is no longer available. Read more. Taylor Hayes exits Bold and the Beautiful like mother like daughter? Lee Finnegan Hospital exit. According to Bold and the Beautiful recaps for the July 29th episode, Lee informs Finn that she would be taking a leave of absence. Finn knows his mother enjoys working too much. What exactly is going on? Lee has to take a break, and she hasn't had one in years. Finn mentions Steffy traveling out of town with the kids for a bit. The younger doctor tells his mother that he misses Steffy. Lee is unsure whether she is leaving town or not. Finn seems concerned, but his mother reassures him. She says that she simply needs time to comprehend everything that has happened. Then she realizes she needs to do something and runs off. In a suite, Lee unpacks medical supplies. The doctor examines the four and the patient's vital signs. The patient happens to be Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B spoilers for Wednesday, July 30th, reveal that Lee Finnegan Naomi Matsuda will make a promise to the comatose Luna Nozawa Lisa Yamada, while Brooke Logan Catherine Kelly Lang is torn between Nick Marone Jack Wagner and Ridge Forrester Torsten K. For starters, Lee will continue to care for Luna behind closed doors, which she will have plenty of time to do now that she has taken a leave of absence from the hospital. Luna is still trying to recover from her injuries and appears to be in a coma, but Lee will show her love and make a significant promise. According to B&B teasers, Lee will promise not to let Luna die and will work to provide her with the stability she never received from Papi Nozawa, Romy Park, as a child. Now that Lee is looking over Luna and monitoring her status, she plans to shower her with family support and totally commit to nursing her back to health. This isn't Lee's first rodeo, as she previously snuck John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, out of the hospital and discreetly assisted him in recovering. Lee understands what she's doing, and will want to give Luna the attention she's never given her before. Of course, there will be more Italy excitement in Wednesday's show as well. After a boat trip together, Brooke and Ridge will attend Italian designer Luisa Beccaria's Forrester fashion show collaboration in Capri. Regardless of the personal moments Brooke and Ridge are set to enjoy, she will still be drawn to Nick. Eric Forrester, John McCook, will believe Brooke is divided between Nick and Ridge, so he will encourage his son to get his act together and get Brooke back before it's too late. Eric will still detect Ridge's preference for Brooke over Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, so he will issue another warning about Ridge opening his eyes and realizing Brooke is his destiny. According to the Bold and the Beautiful teasers, Ridge will have to change his perspective in the next episodes due to unexpected news and terrifying circumstances. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B recap for Tuesday, July 29th, reveals that Luna Nozawa Lisa Yamada was proven to be alive on screen after Lee Finnegan's Naomi Matsuda leave of absence perplexed John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin. Finn stopped Lee as she passed by the hospital with a large box of items. Finn was perplexed by Lee's claim that she had packed because she was taking a leave of absence, as this was so unlike his mother. Despite her usual industrious tendencies, Lee pretended to require some time to contemplate what had happened with Luna and Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, before. The conversation led to Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, taking a break with her children. Finn missed them, but he knew they'd be back. However, Finn couldn't help but reflect on the fact that Luna almost made it so he never saw his wife again. Finn pressed Lee on her leave of absence, and she eventually admitted she needed to take care of something that should have been done a long time ago. On Tuesday's B&B episode, Lee proceeded to the spot where she had hidden Luna in a hospital bed. After taking medical supplies from her box, Lee drew back the curtain to show Luna and pressed buttons on the apparatus she was connected to. When Eric Forrester, John McCook, Ridge Forrester, Torsten Kay, and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, arrived in Naples, they attended a welcome party on a rooftop. Meanwhile, Nick met with a man to discuss the boat he needs for his forthcoming journey with Brooke. There was a mechanic named Luigi fussing with the steering wheel and working on the boat's hydraulics, but Nick was assured that it would be ready on time. Nick ultimately tracked Brooke down and greeted her enthusiastically in Italian. Brooke decided to have some fun with Nick during this trip, so he pretended it was a date and kissed her while Eric stared nearby. Donna Logan, Jennifer Garais, and Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, discussed how much they missed Eric and Ridge now that they were in Italy. Donna ended up saying Ridge was the one guy who made Brooke happy, but Taylor believed Nick may be a viable choice for her. Although Donna pointed out that Nick was not Brooke's first choice, Taylor thought that was too terrible and emphasized the fact that Ridge was already taken. According to the bold and the beautiful spoilers, Taylor will face some heartbreak in the near future, so stay tuned for updates on how Ridge and Brooke's impending reunion will affect her. Lee stood by the bay window of her townhouse, arms drawn tightly across her chest, peering out at the rain-soaked streets of Los Angeles. The sky was dismal, reflecting the weight in her heart. A secret stuck to her like damp clothes, cold, stifling, and impossible to dislodge. For weeks, she had hidden it behind trained smiles and nods at the hospital, long silences when Jack asked how she was doing, and even the kind way she caressed her son's hair as he fell asleep. However, the truth would not be silenced forever. Finn was not Jack's biological son, and worse, she had known all along. The tap on the door shocked her. She turned quickly, her palms clammy. For a brief moment, she suspected it was Jack. But it wasn't. It was Nick Marone. He stood there with a half-smile, wet in the rain, his trench coat clinging to his large body. "Lee," he began, his voice gentler than she remembered. "I need to talk to you." She paused before stepping aside. The smell of sea salt followed him in. Nick was constantly carrying the ocean with him. He'd been sailing the Mediterranean for years, just checking in with postcards and the occasional voicemail. His homecoming was unexpected and untimely. They sat opposite one another, an awkward silence hanging in the air. "What are you doing here?" Lee inquired, trying to conceal the tremble in her voice. "I came back for Steffy," he admitted plainly. "But I found out she's gone." Lee stiffened. "Gone where?" "Nobody seems to know. Ridge claims she fled town following the split. No forwarding address. Not even a note. Just gone." Lee turned away, her heart pounding. "I'm sorry," she said, but the words were meaningless. Nick dug into his coat, pulling out a folded note. Before leaving, she emailed this. It was mailed from Italy. She wrote it several weeks ago. He handed it to Lee. Lee opened it cautiously. The writing was obviously Steffy's, elegant, rushed, and passionate. The letter was cryptic. Steffy expressed a desire to disappear in order to protect someone she loved from a hazardous truth. She never mentioned who. Nick paid close attention to Lee's face. "I assume she found out about something significant, and I believe it has to do with you." Lee folded the letter and set it on the table, her fingers quivering. "I don't know what you mean." Nick did not blink. She described a child born in quiet, and a lie covered under white coats. "Does this sound familiar?" Lee looked down. Her world tilted slightly. Nick leaned in. "Finn. He is not Jack's son, is he?" The room swirled. She had suppressed the truth for so long, But now that Nick was looking at her and Steffi's letter was burning a hole in her conscience, she couldn't avoid it. "No," she whispered. "He's not." Nick did not flinch. "Then who's the father?" Lee's voice crackled. "A donor. I met this man during my medical internship. It was meant to be anonymous. But I lied to Jack. I informed him Finn was ours. I needed a child. Jack was determined to mend our marriage. I figured it would save us. I had no idea it would become the weight that drowned us both." Nick sat back with his brow wrinkled. "And Steffi found out?" "I believe so," Lee acknowledged. "I don't know how. But if she had, she could have departed to protect Finn. Maybe she figured someone else would try to use the truth." "Use it how?" Lee didn't respond. She did not have to. Nick stroked his jawline. "I was going to propose to her," he admitted calmly. "In Venice. I had everything planned. The ring, dinner, and gondola trip. But she fled before I even boarded the plane." Lee's eyes widened. "You were going to marry her?" "I loved her," Nick said. "Still do. I believe she ran not because she wanted to, but because she had no choice." Lee examined the letter again. Steffi's description of a child born in quiet had to refer to Finn. But how did she find out? Could Sheila have informed her? Has anyone from the hospital leaked anything? "I need to find her," Nick explained. "However, I can't do it alone. I believe you know more than you are saying." Lee hesitated. Her hands had curled into fists. "I've already ended enough lives. If Jack ever finds out..." Nick leaned in. "He will. Secrets always come out. The question is, who will remain standing when they do?" That night, Lee was unable to sleep. The rain pelted the roof like accusations. She dreamed about Steffi standing on a cliff in Positano, wind in her hair, arms outstretched as if about to leap. Finn, still a young lad, inquired as to why his father did not resemble him. She awoke gasping. The following morning she called Nick. "I'll help you," she said. "But let's keep this between us. For Finn's sake." They started with flight records. Steffi's last known travel was to Florence. From there she vanished. But Lee remembered a small clinic she had worked at during her fellowship in the countryside outside Arezzo. She requested a favor. A week later, they were boarding a flight to Italy. The Tuscan countryside unfolded like a dream, with sunflowers, old stone homes, and meandering lanes through ancient vineyards. But Lee wasn't looking for beauty. She came here to find Steffi. They discovered her in a convent-turned-rehab facility, surrounded by olive trees and stillness. She appeared smaller with haunting eyes, yet she was alive. When she spotted Nick, she froze. Her eyes welled up. "You came." He didn't respond. He simply drew her into a hug. Inside, over cappuccino and the sound of cicadas, Steffi told them everything. She discovered Finn's actual birth records in a hospital file. The records did not match what Lee and Jack had informed everyone. She approached Lee's former co-worker, who confessed when pressed. Steffi went into a panic. She wasn't sure who to trust. Sheila had already been lurking, hinting about family secrets. Steffi was concerned that if the truth came out, Sheila would claim a stake in Finn's life. "I ran because I was scared," Steffi explained. "This is not for me. For him. For my children." Lee took her hand. "You did the correct thing. But you should have informed me." Steffi shakes her head. "You would have stopped me." Nick was quiet for a long time. Then he brought out the ring he'd never given her. "I don't care about any of that," he said. "I still want you."